Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Eye of the Beholder. In the last episode, our adventures continued down through the sewer systems, as it is the only way for us to get out of here is to go down, as there's no exits back up into the city of Waterdeep. We are trapped down here. The good news is it gives our adventurers a chance to actually get more treasure. The bad news is the monsters are going to get tougher and tougher as we proceed on downwards to try to claim that treasure. We got through the third floor here, which must have been some sort of laboratory where the Thieves Guild, who used to be at level 2, probably their mages, were doing some work to create some sort of powerful Sahagin mutants or something of the sort. Probably trying to mix them with Gnoll blood to see what they could come up with, because we fought Gnolls and Saugin down here on this floor throughout most of it. A few teleportation traps as well to keep things confusing, to prevent us from getting down any further, which is interesting that they were placed around here at the very end in particular. Something to frustrate people from going down any lower, as if we're not supposed to go down any lower here. Maybe the mages who used to be here had some sort of agreement with whatever did indeed lurk below at some point. But we'll never know, because the only remnants of this Thieves Guild that we're making up are the zombies that we destroyed a floor above us, and their leftover experiments on this floor. Things looking pretty good for our characters, so as usual we're going to just go ahead and cover the characters really quick, showing off what they've got on them. Scabby right now is going to be dual wielding, long sword, short sword. No penalty for dual wielding as far as I'm aware in the Eye of the Beholder series. Alexander has a flame blade? Yep, flame blade scroll ready to go in his hand. Once we're down below, actually I guess we shouldn't cast that right away. But I know what's waiting for us down below. It's going to get pretty ugly. Right, we found some chainmail up here. Holy crap, 50 gold piece to buy a chainmail. Let that sink in. Our adventurers must have been really poor, because the only armor they had on them was leather armor on Alexander and Scavvy. If no one else, poor AHHHHH didn't have any armor when we walked down here. We're still wearing some helmets we got from the undead a floor above, though none of it's magical at the moment. No real magical equipment except for the Backstabber dagger and Guinsu daggers that we found. We have found a few potions, healing potions for the most part, which we've given to a few of our characters, as you can see here as well. Oh, and we did find this strange stone dagger. I will be showing you what this does in the future. Alright. Oh, and our stats for our characters, in case you guys are curious. Once again, aside from our armor class, experience earned, and levels, these will likely not change unless we find a piece of gear which alters them. On that note, by the way, it is useful for you to see how magical something might be, like a shield. Because if I put this on Scavvy, his armor class should go from 6 to 5. Yep, and it did. In which case, this is a not magical shield. Here's Alexander's stats again, just in case you guys have forgotten. Rokvas. AHHHHH. I think it's 7,500 for his 5th thief level, if I remember correctly, which I'm not sure is actually correct. And it's 10,000 for them to reach level 4 mage, so there's some time from that. Alright, now I'm going to just load the game so this way our hunger meter hasn't decreased at all. And let's head on downstairs, everyone. We have 2 options for us here. 2 ways down. Let's see what's down this one. We are facing north. Okay, so I see where we are on our map. Remember that Rokvas is a worshipper, a cleric of some sort who prays to a god of knowledge. We'll have to come up with a cool name for him in the future, and was given these graph paper maps that I possess. Or rather had, I guess, discovered these, just in case they were going to go down into the depths, which they weren't hoping for. The plot they were hoping was just the kobolds and leeches up above on the first floor of the sewer system. Not a whole lot of treasure there, but would have been nice to just, you know, get a good day's work done and go home. Now, we're going to be relying on these to go further. From what I see, this is the direction we kind of want to go in. So we're going to go back upstairs and take the other ladder first. Now that sound effect... that is the sound of legs creaking. It comes from giant black widow spiders. Who amongst us would have fought these before? I wonder. Maybe Scavvy has fought them before? Maybe he was a bit of a fighter, like a showman, and fought against a few crazy creatures for the entertainment of a crowd or something of the sort years ago. And so he's going to recognize some of the footsteps that we hear going forward. According to my notes... oh, okay, this button will not open this door. Or it does. We saw the spider for half a second. We really need to kill it immediately. Let's get ready for this. Oh, right. Wow, I had to leave that open. I'm nervous about other spiders coming down this passageway and getting us from behind. Our first giant spider destroyed. Food. Iron rations down here, and quite a bit of it. At the moment, we still need to pick up food. Guess you can have some. Scavvy. And nothing else in this room. This pressure plate, according to the map, will shut the door behind us, sealing us in this area up ahead. It would allow us to avoid doing a crazy puzzle, but we're going to go the other way now. An injured dwarf lies on the ground before you, nearly unconscious from his wounds. Tend his wounds. Having regained his strength, the dwarf thanks you. I had thought I had met my death at the blade of that drow. In battle, our king was grievously wounded, and the young prince kidnapped. I tried to stop the drow, but alas, I was overcome. You have saved me from death. I wish there was some way to thank you, but I have nothing. I am alone, separated from my people during the battle. May I join you? So together we can search for my people. Yeah, let's have him join us. Absolutely. As Taghor joins your party, he says, during the battle, I chased my enemy up a staircase to this level. My people should be on the level just below us. And now we go back upstairs, because Taghor has 3 of 45 hit points. So he needs to be healed. And Taghor will remain in the back rank for us. Okay, that's not so bad. Almost half his hit points restored. So let's camp. Pray for spells. Alexander, we're going to need these Cure Light Wound spells. Same thing for Rokvas. I think Taghor is just a normal fighter, so we'll verify that in a few seconds. We'll rest the party. I'll say no to that. Okay, and now we go ahead and heal him. And we have well, I guess not really an NPC, right? Because we will be in total control of him throughout the entire adventure. That worked out really well. Good Cure Wound spells, guys. Alexander, let's now give you the Flame Blade spell. So. Ooh, Tagor's also hungry, so we'll give him some of our standard rations at the moment. You do it to feed your NPCs if you don't want them to starve to death. And... oh, nice! Okay, so you can throw daggers, Tagor, and use the spear, which I believe has reach back there. And we're looking to get enough daggers you can have all of them. He is a fighter, yep. And I don't think his Dwarven Helmet, Armor Class 4, Armor Class still 4. Doesn't do anything for him, I think. Not the best looking dwarf with a charisma of 9. We all know it means how cute you are. How cute are you, Alexander? Yeah, Alexander's much better. It's that smile. How can you say no to that smile? You can't. That's all there is to it. Alright, so now let's camp again. Pray for spells. Alexander, clear that. Bless, 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 bless. Detect magic. And Rokvas. 5 Cure Light Wound spells. That would be acceptable. Actually, no. I want protection from evil. No, we don't need any protection from evil. Spiders are not evil. They're just spiders. Although, if I am going to do this, I should get used to casting our invisibility spell. Now, Tagor's going to take this spot, since AHHHHH can stay in the back and shoot from back there and use his spell book. Tagor can use the spear from this rank to hit the enemies in front of us, as if he was on the front rank here. Okay, so now we camp, rest. Did I not memorize the invisibility? I thought... 1 of 1. That was... oh, well, crap. Well, now it's gone. You swing at nothing, it still costs you your invisibility spell. So now we gotta rest again. Okay, this means if we're attacked from behind, AHHHHH and Rokvas have lower armor class as long as they're invisible, whereas Tagor will be the one probably hit. Oop, Tim, this is the wrong one. You want to go back upstairs. Note as well that the level changed dramatically between the sewer system and down here. There must have been some magical effect which just got rid of the sewage from the sewer system. Or it was teleported away, or there's some sort of drain system to prevent us from getting down here. These walls do not look anything like the sewer system we had seen up above before either. A dead end. No way forward. But if we walk this way... note that as we move up this way, the wall behind us shifts, blocking it. This is like a large revolving door, as it were. Now, I want to say that we won't be fighting anything... that one spider was a nice fight. We don't have any other spiders to worry about for a tiny bit, despite the fact we can hear them crawling everywhere. A dwarven key. An emerald in it, it looks like. Or some sort of green gem. Maybe a turquoise. That sound throughout the entire... oh, dungeon! Everyone... I'm not sure if I should play music or not for this, so I'm not doing so at the moment. But if you think I should, let me know. I have plenty of various video game soundtracks that would be appropriate for this area. I guess I could try doing that. Well, let me know what you think, and I'll go with what the majority wish. Because there might be some dead air here. Another one of these strange demons with a raised hand. Notice this hand is a bit different. Actually, well, it is different because it's raised. The last one had its hand down below as well. Access control lever is what that says there. And as you can see, if we flip this switch, it will get rid of one of the pits. Likely, these are here to stop the spiders from flooding upstairs into the sewer system. Nothing else around here. Nice little alcove to fight spiders in, I suppose. So you might end up in a dead end. Huge open room always makes me a little nervous. Because we can't see everything that might be showing up into this room from one corner of it. We have a dwarven key. Maybe it's used here? Cruin, destroyer of the Ancient One. On this floor, I will be shutting doors behind us on occasion. I have marked here, shut these doors. So I'm assuming that we get spiders spawning in those rooms. And we'll want to kill them. Cruin, the Fearless One. Another dwarven key. I'm assuming when we open this door we get spiders. I have the word treasure chamber written down there. Let's see if we can pick the lock on this. It does make a sound effect. One more time, Kokorhekes? No, okay. Guess we might as well eat some more standard rations there with everyone. I think we proceed on. The fact that we can hear these spiders so close but don't see them makes me think that they are indeed around here, like on the other side of these walls. A chain. A mace could potentially be magic. You'll hold on to it, Alexander. Nothing else on the walls in this room. Access control lever. That's the third and final one that we need. what was sealed away in these small chambers at some point. There's nothing in these. No tables, no desks, no hint as to what it could possibly have been in here. No bones picked completely clean. Other adventurers must have been down here at some point to have done so. Now the only thing remaining are the spiders. Another mace. Clerics, maybe. Nothing else around. All right, well, let's keep moving. Might see something up here. No, we do not. This door opens up into... right on the other side of this is that switch we saw earlier, where I mentioned that if we walk on it, it will shut behind us. Oh, it's a thrown weapon. Oh, I thought this, okay, crap. I thought it was an actual melee weapon that he had back there, Togor. Okay. And now Volkivus is visible. Just another huge spider, but not guarding anything. The moment you step on this switch, the doors will shut behind you. So according to my map, those switches which shut doors behind you lead you to a spider maze. The switch by the stairs is the closest to an exit out of here. But it looks like there are keys hidden in the spider maze. And we're going to want all those keys for some reason or another, apparently. And we want to explore all this floor. So, do we go through this now? I think let's go back to the treasure chamber. All the way back to the treasure chamber. I hate how loud the spiders are in this area. All right. So I get 2 saves per video. The moment we step on this switch, the pits behind us will open up. Slowly now. Could be something coming behind us. Really long hallway. Where is this taking us? No spider sounds. Large empty room. Nothing within. I do like the emptiness that we're finding. I think it's more realistic to have rooms that are empty than rooms filled with spiders in every single chamber that you open, for example. Might be a bit boring combat-wise, but it has a lot of theme, which I very much like. So, not a whole lot there. Another switch. Guess we'll flip it. I have no notes on what that switch affects, though. Did it add something maybe into these rooms? Nope. At least not that one. The passage down, if we want to visit the dwarves. They'll be down there somewhere. And this is the exit to the spider maze. Oh, or maybe not. Maybe this also shuts the door behind you. I have only written down for these switches that they affect the door. They affect the door next to them. So, do we go downstairs, having avoided all the spiders I said we're going to go? There's lots of trouble? Of course not. We'll keep exploring. Still nothing. At the moment, our biggest enemy on this floor has been hunger. Actually, no, the biggest enemy was that spider. But hunger is more of a concern at the moment. This lock requires a key. We have 2 keys. 2 keys. I see 2 more keys in the spider maze with question marks at them. No, we'll leave that here at the moment and double all the way back. Alright then, Tim. It's time to enter the spider maze in one of the fashions that you had talked about earlier. Well, first though... First, there is a secret. In this hallway, if the map is to be believed. Nice try, Pit. A dwarven helmet. It seems fitting that Scavvy should have this, given his current helmet. Armor class 6. Still armor class 6. Can remove it, so it's not cursed. Ooh, look at the dwarven shield. Armor class 6. Armor class 5. Cool looking shield, but not magical. The game really expects players to run around like crazy on the map, like this. And why wouldn't you do that? Because you can move as fast as your fingers will take you. Yeah, okay, there's got to be a spider on the other side of that door. Let's go this way first. This will lead us back to the other locked door we had seen before. Okay. So the two ways into this room are both locked and require a key. Okay, everyone. It's... Oh, that was... Okay, that was a bit awkward. Well, we can still wield that in that hand. Okay, here we go, everyone. Time to fight. It's mostly going to be that. We're going to be trying to use ranged weaponry and spells on the spiders as often as we can. We do not want to get poisoned if we can avoid it. Not until we find cure poison potions. And I think there are some somewhere on this floor. It's an interesting switch for that door. For some reason I want to leave a gift for these demons, but I don't think that does anything. I'll leave you a shield. Oh, wow, Alexander, you're really hungry. Strange portal here, with nothing but rock on the other side of it. There is evil that lies beyond this room. Well, let's go this way at least. I saw the alcove. I still hear spiders somewhere. Okay, they're in that room. Cure poison potions. Very nice. We'll give these to my frontliners, since they are more likely to be poisoned than others. More cure poison potions. 4 of them, and I believe that's all of them that you get. I'm gonna hope this is enough room to kill spiders. Oh, there's none in this room. Oracle of Knowledge. I think the way this works is if you take an item and put it here, it will identify it. Let's also save the game finally. We've done a whole lot without fighting any real amount of spiders. And I think if I place an item here... No. It's something different. I think this is how you get items identified, but I can't remember how it works at the moment. There's probably an item we place in here, and I'm guessing it enchants our equipment, or it tells us what our equipment is. Now, as for this portal can be, I don't know if our key will interact, our dagger will interact with this, but let's give it a try. It does not. Okay, then I forget how this works. But I know that this can be used in a portal. This is, in fact, one of the symbols of it. And it will take you to a very particular other location, I thought. In this case, this one looks like the amulet is missing, is what I have written here. So there's there's something similar to that glowing dagger we found, which will take you to this location. Alright, guys, good job. So what do we think happened? Oh, I mean, we haven't done a whole lot yet. But good job nonetheless. We have not actually done a whole lot of fighting at the moment. I also don't have a good feeling for what happened in this place. What transpired here? Where is this, by the way? I'm facing east. I'm facing south. Okay. Sure, let's use a key. Go ahead and fight some more spiders. I'm not familiar with what type of, like, level this is. It feels like maybe this is some sort of burial chamber then. So we have very squarish rooms with doors set off to the sides. But there's no tombs or crypts in them any longer. Oh, that's not good. When the spider sounds just go away. Doors open, doors close. Items come, items go. Good job, guys. Take back our precious arrow. Backstabber, give you back to Rolikvus. A dwarven key, except for the one that we just used to get in here. And a potion of healing as well. I think the way this works is that all the doors open into different, like, they teleport something different into this chamber. Let's leave something here. I guess we're not ever going to use a sling either at this point. I feel like we get another dwarven cleric up ahead, though, so let's not get rid of it quite yet. Let's see what this one opens. Another potion of healing. Nice. We'll take that. You can have a rock back. Another potion of healing that wasn't there before. I don't think we have to leave anything behind as we take these items, but I'm going to give something to the room. Just in case. Okay, a bunch of potions. And nothing else there. Okay, I'm not going to use the other dwarven key here, because we've been on the other side of this door already, so we don't, and I don't care about a shortcut there, so that can just stay there. I'd rather hold on to the key. We can't get back to the other keyhole we saw earlier unless we go back upstairs through the one doorway, through the... We can't get back there thanks to the pits opening on us unless we go about a really long passage, which is now what we're going to do. Oh, man. All right. It is time to do the spider maze. I don't know why I'm really casting this. We're gonna get rid of it instantly. Like, I guess I want to get used to the idea of doing so. Look at those spider webs. That's pretty amazing. All right, Tim. In we go. Door shut. Before we begin slicing webs open, I want to leave them here at the moment, because spiders actually can't walk through these webs. Although there is no reason why we can't slash this one. Right, nothing back there. This leads back upstairs. Or would have. We'll absolutely use a key here to get us out of the dungeon. Oh, is that how this works? Okay. So, gotcha. So you need a key to leave the dwarven maze. As the spider maze. It must have been a series of burial halls. in this place. Might explain how the groups above got the undead skeleton warriors. Right. Tim, stop. Wait, I'm trying to look at the map at the same time I'm looking at the screen because of how fast spiders move. All right, in we go, Tim. If you get lost, you'll just have to go and look at the map briefly and pray you can find your way. Okay. No spiders to worry about at this moment. There they are. All right, let's let them out. Yeah, I thought there was another. There's another spider. Spiders attack and move very quickly, so we have to be very quick ourselves when we attack and move. There is, you probably can't tell, but there is a little bit of lag that occurs when you attack, between when you attack and when you can do something else. It's very tiny, but it does happen. An arrow, leave that one separate. This might be magical. A rock. That pit's above us, so that must have come, obviously, from above us. The sewer system had a thing? They had a pit up there. That's the word you're looking for, Tim. Pit. Let's give this a scabby. Move on. We do not want our bless spells to expire. Okay, we've been at that pressure plate before. Right, we explored down here already? We did. Okay, I see where we are. We have to go in this direction now. You can run into your own thrown items. Yes, it doesn't make sense physically for that to happen, but it totally happens. My goodness, this is going to feel a lot like we're actually using people who have guns as we proceed to hurl these at our enemies and run away as fast as possible. We lost Backstabber. We lost Goo and Sue somewhere. There it is. By leaving some of those webs still shut, I'm making sure that we can't be snuck up behind. Kokorhekis is poisoned. There are 2 spiders attacking us. Okay, we have slow poison spells, so let's use one of those to temporarily stop him from taking more damage. I don't want to cure him yet, or rather, I do want to cure him, but we shouldn't, because if we get poisoned again, then oh wow, Alexander's also poisoned. That's so unlucky. Because he's a dwarf, he has a higher resist poisons roll than other people. So that's 2 cure poison potions that we have to use. That's half of what we brought with us down here. So I think we oh, you are kidding me! Wow, that scared me! Alexander, thankfully, wasn't cured poison, so we took another hit there. Back up, please back up. Oh, the poison was reapplied by the spider, so we have to use another slow poison spell. Scavvy, I think, gained 10 hit points, and someone else gained hit points. I don't see what they were, but whoever gained a level, we're just gonna have to accept. We're gonna have to accept their hit point gain, because we're not gonna reload. Good job, kill. Good kill, Scabby. I think the spiders respawn in this area as well. One of the few areas where something does respawn. More webs. Hack that one down. Dead end. A rock. We will absolutely grab rocks. Why not? I hate that I hear them crawling all around. They might be behind me right at the moment as well. A ring. And another arrow that we didn't fire. According to my map, there was a passage here, but I do not see that passage. Is there like a button on a wall that opens it, I wonder? I don't see any in this hallway. Okay, well, we keep hacking. Down webs. Help! I have a dagger in my cursor. I don't know what to do with it. Ah, that's what she said. All right, let's go ahead and get back some of our equipment. Ah, the key I had was a question mark. I didn't remember... Oh, okay, about to say, I didn't remember if there was a key in these rooms, but we did find another dwarven key. So I think we want to go this way. Alexander, I think you're out of flame blade, so now it's back to your axe. Right, you can't throw that. You're not a fighter. I had marked down another key at this location, but I think it's because I was confused about which of these rooms had a key. We still have more spider passages to explore. So I'm checking to make sure nothing spawned directly behind me. I think that's the second game in which that happens. Good work, Alexander. Good work, Scavvy. Good work, everyone. You are out of mage spells now, Rolkifus. Let's give you back your cleric. Holy symbol. Oh god! Run back. As I proceed to misclick several times so Tagore does not throw that spear. But it worked. Whatever we're charging for spider removal, we should definitely charge extra for it in the future. Oh, this is some strange magic effect here. So this is really bad, because I just let a bunch of spiders out. And there could be a spider. Okay, good. No, don't stop. Don't stop. Please stop. Just stop swapping. Woo! I wish I could stop the swapping from being a thing that occurs. That's like lock it to say, no, don't swap. I don't need people swapped at the moment. A lot of running around down here. We're getting hungry, actually, too. We've been down here a while. A stone scepter. That was not on my map. We will keep that at the moment. Obviously. We want to go this way. Oh, but I thought I saw a spider. A green ring. I thought we saw a spider, but that was not the case. Okay, that's everything in the spider halls. Now we got to get out of here. Respawns. Yep, you get respawns in the spider halls. We haven't cut through all the webs yet, but according to my map, there's no reason to do that for these chambers. We've already been in them. Help! I don't know where this is spider chasing me. It's really, they did such a great job on this floor in particular. With the sound of them walking everywhere. You know they're around, and they are very dangerous. Even though they respawn, you might be thinking, oh, you can farm them. You can. But until your clerics are higher level, level 5... Okay, I'm going the wrong way. We want to go back down this way. Oh, they shut they sealed the webs again is what they did. Clever. Very clever. I thought we hadn't entered those rooms before. We didn't have to, but no, we've been in them before. The spiders just resealed them on me. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen a game do that before. Oh, you have a slow poison as well, Alexander. Good. Okay. Where am I on my map? Okay, we are not out of here yet. Gotta go down this way. Yeah, they resealed their webs again. That's so cool that they do that. But now we might have spiders everywhere in these areas. Or we could get them in these places. How do I get back over? To the other side of the maze? I guess I'm never opening that one locked door we had before. Woo! Oh my god, what the heck? Holy crap. So many. So many spiders. They're everywhere. We've let them out. And now they will flood through this area. This level. Good times. Yeah, look at that. They're also apparently not worth much experience points, so they're worth less than I remember them being. Oh, we're almost level 2. So we're definitely going to want to save the game soon. Let's kill this spider, and then we will... these 2 spiders. Oh, are we not getting experience points for them? Wow, we fought all those spiders to get back into this chamber. And I don't know where we are on the map. Where are we? Okay, this leads back out into the spider halls. I really want to get back upstairs, but we can't do it. Oh, maybe we can. Actually, maybe we actually have been able to. That chain. The chain might be what... The chain here. That might be what resets the access control thing. Oh, we are. Oh, hold on. We're back. We are back over here again. What the heck? Okay, a passage opened up for us. Well, let's go ahead and see what's in here then. An axe, a robe, and an amulet. Drow cleaver axe. Let's go ahead and take that for sure. That chain will open another passage back in the gigantic room. Yep, opened this passage here. Alright, so let's get to the staircase. We are done on this floor. We managed to survive, everyone. Kind of. We're still poisoned. But slow poison, as you can see, has stopped us from taking any of that poison damage. There's the way down. So let's camp in this room. Okay, so who has cure poison? To drink a potion, equip it on your hand, and that's what you do. AHHHHH, you took a poison. Okay. We survived. Holy crap. And we've almost leveled. So this is a great spot to stop. Because there shouldn't be... I think there are spiders downstairs too. More giant spiders. Actually, yes, I'm positive there are more giant spiders. But we got poisoned up here. So we'll use 2 of our cure poison potions here. Because I need to rest. And, well, we die if we rest if we're poisoned. Let's make sure our characters are ready to continue down, and then we will call it a session at this point. So, we definitely want to eat. Anyone who's really hungry. Well, oh, sorry, we want to eat. And everyone who's hungry wants to eat. There we go. We don't want to eat anyone who's really hungry. Commas are important when you are trying to describe what you're talking about. Wow, we have just barely enough food so far, too. Whew. All right, next, let's use Detect Magic. This ring is magical. Armor class 6. Armor class 3. It says Ring of Protection plus 3, which is fantastic, assuming you're not wearing any armor. That will greatly lower your armor class. I guess we'll give it to you, Scavvy. Not magical. The arrows are also not magical. This ring is also not magical. Tugor, you can keep that then. Maybe there'll be something that wants a ring. We can just give it to like an alcove or something. Nothing else is magical from what I can see. The amulet isn't either, so we could just wear it as a trinket. I can't tell if the robe is or not. Armor class 5. Armor class 7. Armor class 5. I don't think it is. If it is magical, it might be a robe of the Magi, in which case we might be able to get more magic spells if I memorize with AHHHHH. So let's see really quick. Nope. Not magical. Other than I'm still fine with the spells you have. Same thing with Rolkvus. Although I suppose with Rolkvus, there's no reason any longer to actually have so many cure slow poison spells. Well, actually, maybe there is. Hold on. How close are my clerics to leveling? They need, I think, 12,000 something, right, to level up another point. Oh, I can't even, I can't do it because I have that one program running to remap my controls. Okay, so then we'll just rest and stop here. Oh, I didn't even check if Drow Cleaver is magical, but I'm assuming it is. I guess we can use Detect Magic again really quick. It is. Yep, it is. We will not need this axe. You can't, unfortunately, see what your weapons do enchantment-wise, because you don't see your Thaco, you don't see your damage, so we don't know what that does. Okay, everyone, so let's stop here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back to read any comments I got. Or rather, I'll have another 20-minute segment to come up next, so if you care about that sort of thing, hang around. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, man, I think this is going to work. I hope so. I won't be able to tell until after I'm done recording the comments for this. My voice over it. But I think it's working. Hey, everyone. Alright, welcome to the comment reading section of this Beholder video. I said in the last one that I was going to try to get different games recorded during the comment reading, so it would be more entertaining for you guys who might be watching this video to actually see something happening, besides me just moving left and right while I'm talking about the comments I got on previous videos. And so if this is working, then you guys are seeing star crawlers at the moment. This is another grid-based dungeon crawling game, which takes place in a futuristic setting, as opposed to one in a fantasy setting. I'm playing through it at the moment. I'm not recording it. Well, I'm recording this part, because I want to make sure that I like the game before I decide to say it will absolutely be one of the games I upload to my channel, and one of the ones that those who did not make the cut for Eye of the Beholder would show up in. And I'm going to be doing this for several of these games in the future, so you should probably expect to see other games, other grid-based dungeon crawling games, show up at the end of the Eye of the Beholder series on occasion, as I attempt to try them out and see if we like them. In any case, let's get to the comment reading now. Hopefully my voice is coming out well with the game that we're seeing in the background. Alright, so I'm going to read the comments I got on, well, I'm going to summarize the comments I got on parts 2 and 3, and if I have any direct questions, I will read them and do my best to answer them. So let's get started. So, Bum number 1 mentioned that he really likes the brief recaps I do on stats, items, and events which transpired in the previous episode. Thank you, Bum number 1. It's always good to have feedback if I'm doing something right or doing something wrong, so thank you very much, I really appreciate that. I figured it is useful because most people who upload videos to YouTube will get the most people watching them and interaction on them the day or within like the first day or two that they go up. It is like occasionally someone will find a video series and begin binge watching it, or someone will find me in my channel, they'll subscribe to me or not, but they'll go and find a video series I played and they'll begin watching the entire thing. But most of the interaction we get, it happens right away. And as such, because it's like 2 or 3 days between episodes, I figured it is really useful for you guys to have a reminder of the important things which transpired when we played the game last time. So it's good to know that that is indeed appreciated. Thank you again, Bum number 1. Dennis Mayak commented on the hit chances of this game. Oh man, Dennis, you've got no clue. Me, personally, am extraordinarily unlucky when it comes to all die rolling in any game. When I was playing miniature games, my friends were just shocked at how poorly I always roll, no matter what dice I roll. Their dice, my dice, the dice just don't roll well. They never roll well. I have to get really lucky to make any average series of rolls, while my opponents always seem to roll very high. However, I do feel it's also useful to point out that the hit chances in 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons, especially for low-level characters, is abysmal. Even when attacking something as easy to hit as a zombie, if I recall correctly, has like an armor class of 8 normally in 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons. I'm mentioning these stats because it's what we're playing. My zombies are even easier to hit than that, but not the game we're playing. Beholder, I think they're probably armor class 8. And that means that our fighter, Scavvy, who is a 4th level fighter without a magic weapon, with an 1867 strength, he's got to roll like an 8 or better on a 20-sided dice to hit it, which means he's got like a 40% chance to miss. That's an awful chance to hit. And man, it's just, that's the way it is. It's the way it's always been in 2nd edition. And it's why I, as a dungeon master, I don't want to get into the weeds on this topic too much, but it's why I will fudge the rolls a bit, and very often, more often than not, in my players' favor. Especially when they're lower level, because I don't want them dying to like something that wasn't supposed to kill them, or a non-boss battle, or nothing like something that's not epic. I want to make sure that they have a fun time fighting those things. So, yeah, it's awful, man. Oh yeah, and I mentioned back to you, Dennis, you should see you should see some of the rolls I made in Underrail. God, missing 6 95% chances of hit in a row. That's just rage-inducing. Oh, man. In Underrail, I had a curse jar where I would put $1 in it every time I swore because of the mischances. When I was going through the game with Gabriel Angelos. And I think at the end of the game, I think it was like $87 in it. Now, to be fair, I think $50 of that was a one-time donation because I was going to save Scum, this one area, a lot. Which I felt would be a nice way to make up for the viewers for me doing that. And I got lots of thumbs up when I suggested doing that. So I knew the players were like, yeah, Tim, we'll forgive you for save scumming this part over and over and over again by putting $50 in that tip jar. So let's see. Methrajon. Hey, Methrajon. Methrajon was a commenter who visited me back when I was uploading my Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines series, if I recall correctly, last Halloween. Going to be Halloween all too soon again, Methrajon. We got another 4 months until it's October. Less than 3 months before I'm uploading Consuming Shadow and Occult Chronicles again. In any case, Methrajon mentions that because I've mentioned there's a Beholder as a final boss, and because, like, we're in Forgotten Realms and in Waterdeep, that the Beholder could be Xanathar, the leader of a very well-known thieves guild. And yes, yep, it absolutely is. I believe it is Xanathar, and if I recall the lore correctly myself, he was the leader of Skullport, which I thought was in Undermountain, and not where this game is taking place, in a sewer system. Now, the sewers will eventually become other types of terrain the deeper that we go, but it never feels like it's Undermountain for me. Undermountain is a massive dungeon. I think I talked a little bit about it in the last episode, and at one point I'll have to record me holding up the maps they made for it, because it's just a massive dungeon. Incredibly massive dungeon. And I think they only made the first 6 levels, and like 1 sub-level is covered in the modules I have, and only a fragment of that dungeon is actually detailed in the books. Most of it's left up to the dungeon masters themselves to fill in the details of. But yes, it is indeed Xanathar, the Beholder of the Skullport Thieves Guild down below on Waterdeep. Let's see. Belduke. Belduke's has mentioned that, Tim, if you don't like Pool of Radiance, and because Pool of Radiance is like rather slow and it's really repetitive, do you really want to record it? Like, should you record that game? which is a great question, Belduke. So, when it comes to recording a game like Pool of Radiance, I know there's some people who would love to watch me, what I call, hate play a game. It's a game that I know I'm going to curse and swear because of the hit chances, because the game mechanics are just awful. The game itself is, I'll be honest, it's not a very good game. I had rose-tinted glasses when I purchased the game many years ago from GOG, but playing it again, oh wow, I can't believe it was something I suffered through as a kid. I think it was because it was one of the only Dungeons & Dragons computer games that were around back then that let me play the game with my brothers. Because before then, I was a dungeon master, they were the players. And in this instance, we were all players. So we all chose a different character. When our turns came around, we would pass the keyboard off to, I would pass it off to my brother Dave, he'd play his character, and so on and so forth. And so I bought the game remembering, having some fond memories, and the game is just trash. It's just so awful. And everyone seems to really like it. It's got amazing reviews on GOG and Steam, and it's a terrible game. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Watch someone play it, but please don't play it yourself. But I could make it entertaining, I guarantee, if I was to play it, because I could talk about other Dungeons & Dragons things as we play, and you'd hear the frustration in my voice for some of the combats, but I promise I would make it funny or entertaining for you to listen to me talk about what's going on screen. Because a game like Pool of Radiance will require me doing a lot of talking, And so it's up to me to carry the weight of the game forward, the Let's Play forward as we play through it. And I think I can probably do that. I can probably get my friend Chris to stop by as we play the game again, like he and I did so long ago. I think, if you didn't know, Belduke, or anyone else listening to this video, Chris and I actually played through a good portion of Polar Radiance. We never finished it. We got to the graveyard and we stopped there. But we had maybe about, I think 14 or so episodes. And it was great. It was like we were wrestling commentators, is how one of my brothers described it to us. I'm like the technical commentator describing the game mechanics of why we're doing certain things. And Chris is like the it's wrestling time commentator, talking about how crazy the move was that just occurred and so on. So I could probably make it entertaining for us. But I won't lie, I will choose Polar Radiance only as a last resort if I can't find at least 2 or 3 more of these dungeon crawling games to play through. And that's really it for the comments and questions I got on... I mean, I have other comments, but since they're not related to Dungeons & Dragons stuff or asking me questions directly, I will just skip them. So, but on that note, thank you for leaving them. By the way, thank you very much. I don't want these end videos to become just a pure comment reading portion of these videos, like I have been doing for Aeodor Genesis, for example. I want these to be a little more succinct, as it were. So now let me go to part 3 and see what comments are over here. Let's see. Bruno's mentioned how poor Alexander is getting punched in the face a whole lot. Yeah, and Alexander's gonna get punched in the face a whole lot. Alexander's a dwarf, and he's rather rotund for a dwarf, having no great dexterity either, not very agile on his feet. And so he's got the armor class, just base armor class, which means that he's easy to hit up on that front line. I mean, I don't know what to say. He's easy to hit. But he can take a hit, thanks to him being a dual class. And a fighter means he can hit a little more often than if he was just a pure cleric. And so we're going to leave him up there. Bruno also mentioned how much he also hated using magic users in a game like Baldur's Gate because of the spell memorization mechanic. And it just feels so unnatural, Bruno has mentioned, because you have to rest to recover spells. And I agree. It's just, I don't understand. Okay, it was done for balance reasons, and so I suppose I can understand that. But I've never really liked it very much. It just feels too unnatural to me, which is why, again, I came up with a mana system for my game. Let's see here. Lost Fremen had asked if in 2nd edition, can you cure undead with a cause minor wounds, and could you hurt them with a cure light wounds? So I think you can, but my player's handbook that has the spells in it is all the way behind me in the shelf. It would take me like 20 seconds to get it, so it's just too far away, Lost Ribbon. I can't check it. I'm so sorry. But I do think that it did work that way, if I recall correctly. Similar to how... Well, is that right? No, I'm going to say the wrong thing. So, and Lost Ribbon mentions that if it didn't work that way, it would be great if it did, just to give players a little more diversity with what their spells can do. Yeah, I agree entirely, Lost Fremen. Again, I think I mentioned it in the last episode, but maybe I didn't. The spell selection in 2nd edition D&D was rather odd, because there were a few fantastic, amazing spells that you really wanted to have, and then there was a plethora of, like, really extremely situational and not terribly useful spells that you might have. Like, I can't remember any mage in any camp Dungeons & Dragons module that had no time, for example. I can't think of a single mage who took it. They all had, like, Blur, or Mirror Image, or Melf's Acid Arrow as their spells. I'm sorry, those are mages, not clerics. But, like, clerics would have, like, Cure Wounds, Cause Wounds, Bless, Curse. None of them would have no time. None of them would have, like... I can think of maybe one cleric who might have, like, Snake Charm. But, no, they didn't have that either, for example. Why would you take that? And so it's just really odd. the spell selection. It's another reason why I spent a lot of time designing my own spells for 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons, to give my spellcasters more of a repertoire that they would find actually useful, and they might actually be casting more spells than just a Cure Light Wound spell at first level. Adorkable, you left me a really long comment, and I haven't read the entire thing yet, so I will probably, I will read it at the end, like, I'm gonna wait to get to your comment at the very end of this. I don't know why I felt like mentioning it right now. Oh, because you're the next one I see in my list of comments here. Let's see, who else is there? I do want to read what you said, Adorkable, and talk about it, because you were talking about the different editions, and I'd be very curious as to what you thought about them, because I played a little bit of 3rd, and didn't like it very much, and never played it again. And I played, according to what Methodron has pointed out to me, a little bit of 4th edition, and I didn't like that too much either. And I didn't play 5th at all. 5th is out right now, if I recall correctly, right? In any case, I'm going on a tangent. So Methodron says that he started playing with 3.5. And he says it also was relatively complex. That was the one with prestige classes, if I recall correctly. And you had, like, talents and perks or traits, if I recall correctly. But I think the spell system was still memorization, if I recall, for 3.5 or 3rd edition. And when I had tried reading into it and watched what my players were doing, I watched a ton of min-maxing for their characters in that game. And what didn't help is that because it was new at the time because I was still playing 2nd edition, I didn't have a good feeling for making my own types of character classes, and I didn't like what I was seeing my players do for that game. So I just got off on the wrong foot. And what also doesn't help is that I played 2nd edition since I was really young, and so I had a fantastic feeling for balance in that game, as opposed to 3.5, where I had no clue what to throw against my players. I think there was a whole, like, danger level associated with different creatures to tell you what you could and couldn't throw at players, but I don't know how accurate it was when the game first came out. I played, I think, 2 small campaigns, like maybe 3 sessions total, in 3.5, and it wasn't for me. I dropped DMing for that game and went back to 2nd edition. Let's think here. Methodon talks a little bit about what he thinks I played, and he believes that I probably played 4th edition because I'm mentioning how I had certain powers, and I could use, like, some of my abilities as much as I wanted, but then I had, like, some I could only use once a day, and maybe, like, another one I could only use, like, once a month or something like that. So, it felt more like a miniature game, 4th edition, to me, than an actual role-playing game, as it were. I mean, you can still role-play in a miniature game, absolutely, but I'm used to a more abstract way of doing it. And if I remember correctly, I think 4th edition had, like, what was it called? Attacks of Opportunity in it? And I've never ever been a fan of Attacks of Opportunity. I've always loathed the idea of a free attack that a creature gets to make against you because you're moving out of its attack range. I've hated that. I think 3rd edition added that, if I recall correctly. God, I just hated it so much. I don't understand why a creature suddenly gets to attack faster because someone's moving away from it. That doesn't make any sense to me. If it's occupied because someone else is attacking it, if it had already attacked that turn, then it shouldn't get a free attack. God, I hated that rule. Of course, this is why, if I had played 4th edition at the time, I would have removed it from my campaign setting. Unless I felt it was required. I think I played 3 games in 4th edition over a friend's house, and it was like probably 4 or 5 years ago that I had done so. I don't remember too much more about the game other than that, unfortunately, so I can't talk much more about it. I like to stay home. Mentioned that he had a great amount of time, that he wished he had played more Dungeons & Dragons growing up, but alas for him, he wasn't allowed to play growing up. I'm sorry, I like to stay home. That sucks. I was very lucky in that my parents encouraged us to play D&D when they were a bit skeptical at first until I had them play with me. They got me the Red Book, and they were like, let's see what this is like. And so I was like, okay, cool. I think I know enough about this, and I read them through the Red Book group adventure. They were all like level 2. and they had a blast, and they got to see that. Oh, okay, it's just our children coming up using their imagination to play in a fantasy world. And of course, my players were the good guys. And they were defeating the bad guys. My parents were perfectly fine with it. So, assuming that's what you're talking about, I say, home. I'm so sorry that if they forbade you from playing, that sucks. It was great. I really like playing tabletop games, and that's why I'm playing it. Tabletop games. Pen and pencil. Is that the way? Is it pen and pencil and paper? There it is. Or paper and pencil games. I really like them. I still play them these days. I still. At some point, I'll have to show you the maps I'm still making these days for my current campaign. I still hand make all my maps on graph paper rather than use some sort of tool, application to do so. I really should get used to using applications. I guarantee it's probably a lot faster and far easier, especially to correct mistakes. But I'm still a pencil and graph paper guy. I'm just too old-fashioned set in my ways. Itsy Home did ask me, though, if I had any history with Shadowrun or other video games of that sort, the Shadowrun tabletop or the Shadowrun video game. And I have not. I've never played Shadowrun, the tabletop or the video games that came out for it. If I recall correctly, that's like a cyberpunk type of world. Is that right? I think that's right. There's magic involved in it as well. It reminds me a bit of another campaign setting called Rifts, that I have a book for, but I've never played a game in. It's a completely different gaming system that uses percentage dice for everything. I absolutely loved reading about the world, but I was never able to get a game off the ground. And the friend of mine who was obsessed with it and wanted to DM a Rifts campaign never ever did. And so I've never played any type of cyberpunkish tabletop game. Master Survival, let's see. Oh, he's asked me a direct question. He would be interested to know what I think about the fact that the game is almost exclusively combat-oriented for the party members, and the puzzles are almost always, without exception, solved only by you as the player, without any of the party members' characteristics playing a role. Non-combat skills such as climbing, tracking, repairing weapons, and translating languages are almost non-existent in the game. Yep, I agree. They are almost non-existent in the game. I think because we have dwarves in our group and a half-elf, two half-elves, that we can actually translate some of the language that we read that we wouldn't be able to normally. I think on the level we're currently on, for example, where it was talking about Freyrun, the king, I think is what we read in one of the runes. We wouldn't have been able to read that if we did not have a dwarf in our party. But otherwise, it's solved by us. So, for the Eye of the Beholder series, I tend to view it as a thematic game that takes place in underwater deep for this first game, but gameplay-wise, it's not a very realistic game. Like, the whole movement, we have a group of adventurers who are turning all at the same time, like in phalanx formation, to fight enemies. That's just so weird that we play it this way. Like, that this game has a party of adventurers and not a single adventurer. Feels very odd to me. But as such, I don't really view the game as being realistic. It's a video game. It so happens to take place in the Forgotten Realms setting. It uses some of the 2nd edition rules and for flavor in order to, I guess, have the name recognition. But they could have used a different system if they wanted to. I don't myself enjoy... hold on. Let me make sure I phrase this really correctly here. When it comes to the role-playing games that I run as a dungeon master, and the ones that I play in as a player, I much prefer ones which are very role-play heavy, and are not hack-and-slash games. I tend to design my characters with flaws in them, and I don't min-max my characters, for example. As we just saw when I created these guys, I felt guilty enough already leveling some of their stats to 18. Normally that's difficult to do for my players in my games. And because this is a combat-oriented game, it feels rather... I don't want to describe this. I'm not... So, you'll note that as I'm playing this game with you guys, I am trying to come up with backgrounds for our characters to explain why they do the things that they do. That Kokor Hekis must have come from other cities to avoid being caught by the law. That Alexander is a worshipper of the Master Forger, which explains why he's casting his Flame Blade spells, for example. And that we've got a worshipper of a god of knowledge, who we still could come up with a name for him, for example. Or that Scabby has fought in the arena a little bit, or something of that sort. He fought for fame and fortune somewhere, in order to get some background going for my characters, because there is none of that in this game. You don't write any backgrounds for your characters, it doesn't take place, none of the party members talk to each other. There's none of that here. And because there's none of that there, I feel like my attachment to the characters is mostly based upon how it would normally be based on how effective they are as characters in combat. I wouldn't care about them otherwise, normally. Now, because they're based on you guys, on what you guys have asked, like, they're here because some of you guys won the roll-off to determine who's going to be in the party. So I'm a little more attached to them there, because I know that there's another person who wanted this name and this type of character to be in the world. But otherwise, if that wasn't the case, and I wasn't coming up with some background or lore for them, or a story for them, and try to come up with a story for why we're adventuring in the world in these levels. Like, why does this level look the way it does? Why are these things in this level? How did this come to be? Why are there teleporting traps here? If I didn't stop to think about it and talk about it, this would just be a game, and me trying to master and defeat the different gameplay mechanics, puzzles, and problems it throws at me, which is all a role-playing game is, if you stop to think about it. But by removing a bunch of the story and lore from it, it feels more mechanical in nature to me, or it would normally. So I guess I haven't answered your question yet. So I tend not to like games of this sort. I want there to be more interaction between the party members. I want there to be a reason why they're here. I want there to be some motivations that has them adventure forward, besides the fact that they're just trapped in this dungeon. Why did they agree to go to the Lords of Waterdeep to get this quest? What's motivating Alexander here? Do the party members have any friction amongst them? And so on. I would much prefer if there was a lot more invested in the lore of the world and the way the party interacts with each other and the world around it. But that's not here. That said, it's still a fun grid-based first-person combat real-time game. It's still fun. It's just, darn it, it doesn't have the story to it. This is why, if you were to sit me down and say, which game do you prefer? Which game do you feel, Tim, is a better game? Planescape Torment or Eye of the Beholder? I would choose Planescape Torment every time for the story aspect of it that I absolutely loved. But to compare those two games so directly is also a misdemeanor on my part, because they're very different types of games. This game is a combat-oriented game. First and foremost, that's the entire purpose of this game. It's like oh my god, I can't phrase this. Why can't I say this? It would be like, there we go, oh my god. It would be like being upset at a first-person shooter game for having like guns in it or magic spells in it. You're killing things as you're running around, slaughtering your enemies. You're like, man, wish this game had more story to it. Like, that's not the type of game it is. And so I can't really say that this game is... On one hand, I would like it better if there was some interaction with the players and what have you, but it doesn't have it. And the game's not really centered around it. I do feel that the second edition stat lines and just mechanics are a really poor way to do a hack and slash dungeon crawl game, though. It's not a lot of fun. Sorry, let me walk that back. It's very unintuitive, and I've always felt like second edition Dungeons & Dragons, the strong suit was the role-playing aspect to it, as opposed to the actual combat mechanics. Does that answer your question? don't think it. I think it went in a bunch of tangents there and didn't really answer it. I wish it was done a little differently. I wish there could be more random character interactions. For example, like how in Left 4 Dead, right? The characters will talk to each other in different sections, and you get a sense of personality for them. In the second Eye of the Beholder, there will be some of that, but there isn't any of that in this particular game, at least. And it would be nice if our character stats came into play in other ways besides just combat, but that's not going to be the case for the Eye of the Beholder series. And again, it's the type of game it is. Like, that's what this is. This is a combat first-person dungeon crawl hack and slash. The Dungeon Master told his players, hey, you're going to be in a dungeon for the vast majority of your character's existences. This is all about getting loot, you making combat rolls, exploring a cool dungeon, figuring out what's happening down here and surviving. So be it. And Dungeon Master would say, design your characters for combat because you're going to be in that for the vast majority of the time we're playing this game together. I hope that answered your question, Master Survival. I feel like I kind of deflected there. I hope I did not. I can write down an answer to that because I'm firing from the hip at the moment later. And maybe give you a better answer in the next episode. And a heads up, everyone, we've only got like 3 more minutes until this video ends. So I have time for one more question from you, Siloom. And Adorkable, I'll try to get to your giant comments in the next video. And Siloom has asked me directly, how's my ears been lately? Any dizzy spells lately? So my vertigo, Siloom, has been... hold on, let me add a comma there. So my vertical, Sir Siloom, has been under control recently. Or in so much that my issues have gone away. What happens when I get vertigo is that it will start slow. I'll have 1 or 2 attacks. They'll last for about maybe like 40 seconds. And then as the days continue, the attacks will ramp up in volume. I'll go from like 2 or 3 attacks up to 10 the next day. And then by the 3rd or 4th day, I'm getting 50 to 80 vertigo attacks a day, with each one lasting about 30 seconds. And I'm unable to figure out what brings them on. It seems to be completely randomized. I've talked with my doctors about it. They actually have read some notes I gave them, like about what I think it might be. And they're in agreement that it could be the thing I think it is, which is called, I think, a vestibular paroxysmia. And they're willing to try starting me on the anti-seizure drug to keep it in check. But they've asked me to tell them when I'm beginning to get the attacks, because I went for almost 2 years without having an attack, only for them to come back with a vengeance about 3 months ago, and they lasted for about another month, and now they're gone again. So I don't know what brings them on, or what starts them, but all the tests I've had, the CT scans, MRIs, blood work, and so on, has all come back perfectly fine. No signs of stroke, no vestibular issues, nothing that they were checking for with the tests. And so they're not worried about me dying, but they are worried that they still don't know what's going on. So that's the answer to that, which didn't answer your question either, Asylum. So my ears are fine, no dizzy spells recently. Doctors think I might be onto something with what I discovered about my problem, and they're willing to try me on the drugs that they think might fix that issue. So I guess things are going well there. And that's all the time I think I have for this comment reading. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Hopefully you guys liked what you saw here for Starcrawlers, because this will probably be another game that we'll be playing. And I will hopefully see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.